kept the fire. I kept the fire. You called it too much. I called it desire. I kept the fire. Let it climb higher. If it scares you away, then go on. I'm not getting smaller. You said be sweet, be still. Yeah. I bit my tongue till it drew blood. Every time I laughed too loud, you wore that holy grin. Like my pulse needed pruning, like I was a mess to discipline. You love me best in fragments, trimmed to fit your frame. Wanted my bright edges sanded down and called that grown-up change. So take less room, say less truth. Don't make a scene, don't be so moved. But I was never built for folding in. I hurt myself beneath your rules and chose my skin. And it hurt, oh it hurt, playing patient in your play. I was fading at the altar of behaving your way. So I took back the match from your trembling little hand and remembered who I am. I kept the fire. I kept the fire. You called it too much. I called it desire. I kept the fire. Let it climb higher. If it scares you away, then go on. I'm not getting smaller. I kept the fire. I kept the flame. Didn't survive all that just to water down my name. I kept the fire. Kept the fire. Burning for myself now, louder and louder. Truth is, this blaze has licked my hands, left a mark or two. I've mistaken pain for passion, run headlong when I knew. I've lit the whole room up just to prove that I was there, and stood inside the ashes, breathing in my own despair. So I'm learning how to hold it close down without letting every spark explode. I can be wild and wise at once. Not a wound, not your project, not someone to overcome. No more apologizing for the volume in my veins. No more bending into silence just to make somebody stay. If love needs my erasing, let it leave me in the light. I'd rather lose the witness than betray myself tonight. I kept the fire. I kept the fire. You called to defeat it. I'm not cruel, I'm clear. Can you feel the distinction? My rage is devotion to my own protection. Kindness with teeth, kindness with teeth. Soft hands, hard line. I can love and still leave. You call me too much for guarding the holy. I wore that blame like a brand on my body. I learned to go quiet so I'd still be wanted, to fold up my edges, be easy, be polished, to smile while the splinter went further beneath me, then cry for the girl who got smaller to keep peace. Yeah, you praised my grace when it looked like compliance, but silence ain't softness, it's fear dressed in kindness. And every little no I swallowed turned bitter. Every sacred thing I kept unguarded grew thinner. So if my voice shakes, let it shake like a warning. I'm done being lovely while something is burning. Kindness with teeth, I bear it when I need it. Love with a spine, you don't get to defeat it. I'm not cruel, I'm clear. Can you feel the distinction? My rage is devotion to my own protection. Kindness with teeth, kindness with teeth. Soft hands, hard line. I can love and still leave. I've fallen from grace. It rose from the moment you stepped in my space. I can bless with one hand and the other one stop you. There is no betrayal in what I won't offer. No, so hear me, beloved, if you're trembling and know you're still full of mercy when you don't overgrow. You can mean it with care, you can say it and mean it. A boundary spoken is a soul still breathing. The girl with the vanishing language, the sweet little ghost making room for the damage. Come back to my throat, come back to my chest. Now I name what is mine and I don't need your best vow. If I sharpen my halo, it's only for keeping the tenderest part of me safe while I'm feeling. Kindness with teeth, I bear it when I need it. Love with a spine, you don't get to defeat it. I'm not cruel, I'm clear. Can you feel the distinction? My rage is devotion to my own protection. Kindness with teeth, kindness with teeth. Soft hands, hard line. I can love and still leave. Kindness with teeth. Oh, I can be loving and still say no. Kindness with teeth. Oh, I can be loving and still say no. I'm done being your translator. I'm done being your translator. Done breaking truth to smaller favors. If you don't get what I mean, then ask me later. Don't punish me for speaking major. I'm done being your translator. No more ribbon on the razor. If it cuts, it cuts. That's not my failure. You want me blurred, I'm getting braver. I cleared my throat and changed the wording. You still called me cruel. I took the heat and turned it into careful. Rounded every edge till my mouth went thin. Traded honest for acceptable and cheerful. Watched you wince before I could begin. I said I need, then dancing mood. I made it tidy, almost pretty, almost lady. You heard the shape and still refuse the truth. Come on! So I bent to look less accusing, and you called me hard anyway. What a tireless little game you're using. Move the line and shame me when I say, hey, I'm done being your translator. Done breaking truth to smaller favors. If you don't get what I mean, then ask me later. Don't punish me for speaking major. I'm done being your translator. No more ribbon on the razor. If it cuts, that's not my failure. You want me blurred, I'm getting braver. I'm getting braver. Here comes the pivot, oh, your sweet deflection. That little grin that says I'm too intense. You call me tender like it's a correction. Then I confuse when I don't call it sense. You say I twist things by remembering clearly. You say relax while turning up the blame. You paint me fragile so you won't have to hear me. Then hand me back my fire with a different name. Yeah, maybe I lose the room by saying it plain. Maybe I lose your comfort. Maybe that's game. Maybe my voice was never made for your frame. Maybe the cost of truth is walking away. I can live with that. I'm done being your translator. Done breaking truth to smaller favors. If you don't get what I mean, then ask me later. Don't punish me for speaking major. I'm done being your translator. No more ribbon on the razor. If it cuts, that's not my failure. You want me blurred, I'm getting braver. I'm getting braver. I will say it clean, I will say it first, I will say it all, even if I lose your orbit. I'm done being your translator. Done. That's me, don't accuse me. If I stop performing for you, do you stay? Do you stay? If I come in plain and honest, do you look away? Look away. If I drop the perfect angle, let the good girl fall, will you love me when I'm not a show at all? I learned the room before I learned myself. Read every flinch like a religion. I can make my mouth say yes before my body knew. I could turn my face to whatever got me through. Be funny, be easy, be velvet, be light. Be the one who smooths the edges every night. I wore your comfort like a borrowed little dress. Took applause as proof, took disappearing as success. And every time you cheered, I vanished just enough to call that adaptation, to call that being loved. But my spine is getting louder and my throat is tired of sugarcoating. There's a crack in this performance, and the truth is slowly opening. If I stop performing for you, do you stay? Do you stay? If I come in plain and honest, do you look away? Look away. a code I couldn't fake. Watch the nervous laughter tremble in the space I'd make. People filled the blank with all their own alarms. Called me cruel, called me distant, begged for open arms. It was almost funny how the mirror changed its face, how absence made confession leak from everybody's place. And I stood there without juggling, without the rescue line, finding out who needed me and who just needed shine. Maybe losing an audience is holy in the end. Maybe fewer hands are how I find one honest friend. Maybe being difficult is just me being real. Maybe love that needs a circus isn't love I need to feel. So let it ring, let it sting, let the pretty image crack. I'm done being invitation only to get myself back. If I stop performing for you, do you stay? Do you stay? If I come in plain and honest, do you look away? Look away. If I drop the perfect angle, let the good girl fall, will you love me when I'm not a show at all? If the room goes dark around me, if the clapping finally ends, will you meet me in the quiet like a lover, like a friend? If I stop performing for you, I might finally be enough for the one who sees the woman when the act is given up. If I lose the crowd, maybe I keep my heart. If I lose the mask, maybe the real can start. No more bending into ribbons, no more making pain look small. If you're there when I am honest, then you're there for me at all. Where your secondhand silence anymore? I swallowed years, now they're breaking through the floor. I was the good girl with a shut tight mouth, now I'm saying it plain, saying it loud. Yeah, I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. At the table, all our faces did the work. Polite little smiles while the truth sat in the dirt. I learned early how to disappear, to call it peace when it was only fear. Napkins folded like we're holy folks lined up in a row. Everybody speaking softly so the real thing doesn't show. A hand on my shoulder meant be easy, don't be much. Don't ask the loaded question, don't say that hurt me, don't say that was rough. And I became a specialist in taking up no space, with a pretty practice not in that inherited grace. But my body kept a ledger, yeah, it wrote it in my chest. Every bit and back opinion, every note turned into yes. And all that careful leaving out turned a whisper into doubt. If I crack the glass tonight, will the room survive the light? I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. I person, called my hunger being kind, called the splinter in my throat a flaw I had to hide. And the years went by so man in such a dignified disguise, while resentment grew its teeth behind my careful little eyes. Now the family script is shaking every time I name a thing, and if the china starts to rattle, let it rattle when I say you can call me too much, too much. You can say I changed, I am done translating pain into words that keep you safe. If the ceiling starts to tremble, if the old rules come undone, good, maybe honesty is how the healing finally comes. I won't wear your secondhand silence anymore. I swallowed years, now they're breaking through the floor. I was the good girl with a shut tight mouth, now I'm saying it plain, saying it loud. I grieve the love it cost, the time, the self I never was before. But I won't wear your secondhand silence So if it shakes the room, let it. If it splits the practice grin, let it. I'm done being the cushion for the ache no one names. I'm here, I'm whole, I'm speaking in my own true name. Yeah, no more secondhand silence. Scar tender, I still flinch when I touch it. Scar tender, I'm proud and I hate how long it took me. Scar tender, I can laugh and choke up in the same breath. Scar tender, tenderness is how I stayed left with myself. I wear the healing awkwardly, like a new skin, like an old sentence. I kept forgiving your leaving before I ever forgave my staying. As if my patience were a crime scene, as if my hope needed cross-examining. I was loyal past the warning, devout past the breaking point. Now I touch the bruise with cleaner hands, and still it answers back. Some words still snap like cold wire, some rooms inside me still lean. But look at me, not running from the mirror. Look at me learning what recovery means. Scar tender, I still flinch when I touch it. Scar tender, I'm proud and I hate how long it took me. Scar tender, I can laugh and choke up in the same breath. Scar tender, tenderness is how I stay left with myself. I'm not romanticizing damage, I'm just naming what remained. The way a certain phrase can find me and turn my shoulders into rain. But I don't call that proof I'm broken, I call that proof I lived through it. And every time I choose a softer hand, it's not surrender, it's fluent. I thought survival had to look like triumph, fireworks, clean lines, no looking back. But maybe it's this half step forward with a trembling jaw and a steady track. Maybe strength is being gentle where I once would have attacked. Maybe mercy is a backbone, maybe that's the whole pack. Scar tender, I still somebody else's surefire light. My voice shakes, yeah, but it's mine, it's mine. I'm done outsourcing my worth this time. Yeah, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. My backbone was waiting the whole damn time. On the phone I hear myself say, is this okay? Then I bite my tongue like it's getting paid. In the mirror I rehearse a borrowed face, button up the jacket stand in someone's grace. At the party by the kitchen light, I laugh half late to get the timing right. I watch the confident ones lean and land, so I copy their shoulders. I borrow their hands on the call, in the glass, in the crowded room. I make myself smaller just to make it through. I keep asking strangers if I'm allowed to be. What kind of living is apologizing for me? And every little knot became a drug I chased. Every good girl ribbon, every well-earned place. But my skin kept itching under all that charm, like my own pulse tugging at my arm. I'm done asking permission to breathe tonight. Done wearing somebody else's surefire light. My voice shakes, yeah, but it's mine, it's mine. I'm done outsourcing my worth this time. Yeah, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. My backbone was waiting the whole damn time. Hey, come on. You loved me best when I was easy to arrange, when I bent my edges, when I trimmed my rage. I became the girl who never made you flinch, spoke in smaller words and smiled on cue an inch. I call that love because you gave approval fast, like a gold star stuck on a cracking mask. But I was disappearing in the role I played, getting praised for the parts of me I betrayed. If I tremble now, let it be seen. If I break the pattern, let it cut clean. I have been my own witness underneath. Under every borrowed line there were my teeth. Under every please, a pulse, a fire, a spine. I was never lied, I was always mine. I'm done asking permission to breathe tonight. Done wearing somebody else's surefire light. My voice shakes, yeah, but it's mine, it's mine. I'm done outsourcing my worth this time. Yeah, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. My backbone was waiting the whole damn time. Hey, hey, no more borrowed jacket, no more borrowed lines. I can hear my name in my own mouth tonight. Even shaken, even scared, I arrive. My backbone was never borrowed, it was biding its time. Overqualified for goodbye, look at me. I did the lifting while you called it destiny. Overqualified for goodbye, isn't that rich? Oh, gold star for bleeding where you barely made a stitch. I was reading a room for two. You were smiling like that was love. And the bruise, through the nerve, through the sting. I can want you and I want this kind of energy. No more auditions for the empty-handed role. No more making holy maps for someone else's soul. If I go deep, let it be met, let it be met, yeah. If I bring fire, let it be held, not just fed. Overqualified for goodbye, sing it back, hey. Top of the class in the art of the aftermath. Overqualified for goodbye, what a twist. I gave the mirror, you gave me a disappearing act. Overqualified for goodbye, look at me. I did the lifting while you called it destiny. I choose the young that can hold what I hold. I choose the hearts that don't fall when it's bold. I choose overqualified, not believing. Overqualified for the love that can meet me. Yeah. I won't say sorry just to fit inside your frame. No, no. I won't go soft so you can love me tame. I'm still tender underneath this blaze, but I won't trade my heart away. My sorry is a border now, not a plea, not a white flag, no. Pen in my hand, line through the lie. Every erased word brings me back to life. I called it patience when I swallowed the sting. I called it loving when I carried everything. You took my pause as a permanent yes. I wore your comfort like a little black mess. Crossed out, forgive me when the fault wasn't mine. Crossed out the parts where I vanished in kind. Named every paper cut plain and slow. That's the truth, you never let me know. I've been till my backbone learned your shape. I smiled while my spirit scrapes. Now the ink gets darker when I write, and the page doesn't flinch tonight. I won't say sorry just to fit inside your frame. No, no. I won't go soft so you can love me tame. I'm still tender underneath this blaze, but I won't trade my heart away. My sorry is a border now, not a plea, not a white flag now. You like me best in my diluted form, warm enough to hold, too quiet to storm. I made myself smaller to keep it clean till I disappeared inside your in-between. So here's a list in a plain spoken line. The jokes at my expense, the slow rewrite of mine. The way I learned to doubt what I could feel, just to keep your version of us looking real. And yes, I shake, and yes, it hurts, yes, it hurts. I am not stone, I am not cured, but I won't kneel to be adored. I won't say sorry just to fit inside turn that cruel. I break the script, I break the loop. You don't get to name me now. Hey, you don't get to name me now. You again, in my face before the daylight blinks. Keeping score. Why do I kneel to a closing door? I want proof, mirror, give me proof. Who taught my mouth to turn that cruel? I break the script, I break the loop. You don't get to name me now. Hey, you don't get to name me now. Absurd. I practice kindness like a mispronounced word. My hands still shake when I say stay soft, but I leave that sentence where my eyes can trust. I try on mercy, awkward and thin, then it warms like a light from within. If I am the voice, I can unlearn the night. If I am the witness, I can rewrite this life slowly, badly, honestly. I can't believe me. I want proof, mirror, give me proof. Shame's just a story with holes in the truth. I break the script, I break the loop. You don't get to name me now. No, you don't get to name me now. I'm enough, say it out loud. I'm enough, and I believe me now. I believe me now. I believe me now. Unlearning love songs, unlearning the chase, unhooking my heart from the panic in praise. No more earning mercy, no more begging to belong. I want the kind of love that doesn't make me disappear. I'm unlearning love songs, unlearning love songs, trading the sparkler for a steady burning sun. If it's calm and it's kind and it stays when the night gets long, then I'll call that love. I'll call that love. I memorize the script with my hand on my chest. Fix him, chase him, prove it, call that blessed. What a beautiful mess. I swallowed every myth with a glitter-coated grin. That jealousy meant depth, that chaos meant a disappearing in the most familiar way. I'm unlearning love songs, unlearning the chase, unhooking my heart from the panic and praise. No more earning mercy, no more begging to belong. I want the kind of love that doesn't make me disappear. I'm unlearning love songs, unlearning love songs, trading the sparkler for a steady burning sun. If it's calm and it's kind and it stays when the night gets long, then I'll call that love. I'll call that love. Now the quiet in a good thing can feel almost wrong. No slam of the door, no wake to write a wrecking song. No guessing games at midnight, no rescuing, no spin. Just someone saying what they mean and meaning what they're in. And part of me gets restless, says where's the holy ache? Where's the proof you matter if there's nothing left to break? It scares me how the peaceful can feel boring at the start, when I've been feeding on adrenaline and calling that a heart. So I'll let the sweetness be enough, let the steady hands undo the cuffs. A little higher, little clearer now. Love is not a stage dive, not a trial, not a vow made in fear of being left alone. It's where I stay myself and still get known. I'm writing it down.